Good morning, Year 7. I hope everybody is doing well and that you're all keeping safe. This is now week 7 of your home learning. So it's the last week of term, so then you can have a nice break next week. So today we're going to still continue to look at the packaging project, but we're just coming to the end of it this week because after half term we're going to be starting a brand new topic. So we're going to continue our focus on graphic design and branding. Also looking at logos and font in relation to the sweets drawings that you completed. So you can see now the journey has come all the way from looking at drawing composition with branding and packaging, with also looking at the artist Sarah Graham and looking at big brands like Coca-Cola and their logos. So today your task is that you're going to have a go at designing your own logo for a sweets company and some merchandise like you can see here to go with it. So let's get started. The first task, first of all, I just want to say well done. Some really lovely attempts last week in practicing drawing lettering. So this was a really lovely example of how the page was laid out. They've got the title, the date. They've had a go at drawing Coca-Cola in the boxes, and they've written their activate and demonstrate. And then we've got the drawings of their favourite logos. So I just asked you to do an outline. You didn't have to colour it in, and that is going to lead on to today. And this was a difficult challenge, so I was really impressed with the outcomes that I saw, and also what went well, and even better if at the bottom that was cut off. So just check your work. Check that you've got something like this. If not, go back and have a look at it. But I did give you the clear guidelines. This is because this is the clearest and most concise way to ensure that we are practicing and developing our drawing skills. So I'd like you to complete today's Connect question, laying your page out in a similar way to last week. You can put the date and title, and then I would like you to answer these 3 questions. I've given you a little bit more this time, but I want some more detail. So you need to answer these. If I worked as a graphic designer, I would, as in what kind of thing would you do in your job? And then typography is, so explain what it is. And then it is important when creating typography that you. So that means, what materials you use, what techniques do you need to do, how carefully do you need to work. So you need to answer those 3 questions using what I taught you and the knowledge from last lesson. Okay, let's move on to today's lesson. So there's going to be a video, this video to guide your lesson. You're going to be looking at drawing typography. You're going to design your own brand and demonstrate your knowledge of the last few lessons of this. By adding your own merchandise as well. So merchandise is basically, it stands for the items that are used to promote a band or product to help it reach a wide audience. So you might see baseball caps, hats, t-shirts, tote bags that have printed logos and badges on. Sometimes it's just a logo, sometimes it's the brand name, sometimes it could be an illustration that's been designed by a graphic designer or an artist to represent a brand. So clear brand representation. So this is the unique identity and appearance of a brand. So this is what makes them stand out to people. You'll often see branding with bright colours, iconic images, fonts, as in, the text and writing that's used, and drawings to do this. So again, merchandise will be used to promote clear brand representation. Stand out and capture, that also links into clear brand representation. So companies use bright colours, textures, patterns, and iconic designs to stand out. So you're going to have a go at designing your own logo. It must fit this brief. So you're imagining that you work for the biggest sweets or chocolate company in the world. You've been asked to design a new sweet product and a logo for that product. So you're going to be designing it in a box. It can have a name. It's got to have a carefully accurate design, and it could include a drawing, doesn't have to, but it must have some colour in there eventually. So then you're going to have a go at designing your own merchandise. I've put some template examples there because it might be that on your computer or on your phone you can trace around them if you really are struggling. But I would just really like you to just look at them with your eyes as you're drawing and just try and have a go at drawing your own. You don't have to draw these ones here. You can draw some of your own, but these are just some ideas to help you, because it should just be a line drawing. This is called a line drawing, just a simple outline with not too many details inside. And then you would put your logo on, and I'll show you that in a minute. So we're then going to bring an artist into this, but I'm going to go back to that in a minute. So you're probably wondering, why are we doing this? What is the purpose of looking at branding? Well, for design and technology, which is a subject that we don't study in school at the moment, we're hoping that that's going to be brought in the next couple of years, maybe even the next year, so you might get to study that. But it's important because this is the wider world. This is an industry that is a multi-million-pound industry, and a graphic designer is a very plausible creative job that some of you might one day do. So that is why it's really, really important to learn about this. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more about my page before I talk about the artist influence. So this is how we should be laying out our page today. So you've got your date and title, packaging. You can put week 7 if you want to, or just logo, drawing and merchandise. Connect, 1, 2, 3 questions to answer. Obviously I've not answered it, I've just shown you. And then I've done 2 logo designs. It's up to you. I thought it was quite nice because we need to practice. We've not done this before. So I've got my brand I've made up is Swizzle, and I've done 2 designs. I really like this design because it's simple. It needs a bit of refining here, a bit of tidying up. And then there's a really good, simple logo that could be used on packaging. I've done this one. I really like this one because it's really refined and it's done very neatly. However, it's a bit complex. If I was to print it digitally and not hand draw it again, it would be easier. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is, like I said, you're going to add it onto some merchandise. So I'm going to bring an artist for you to look at with this in mind. Now, this is the work of British artist Michael Craig Martin. He does something called line drawing. Like I said, just a simple outline with not too much detail. And he uses really pop, bright colours. So he uses several colours in each drawing, and they do contrast quite well. So they're the opposite colours. So you can see the blue and green and pink work very, very well. They kind of clash, but they are far away from each other, so they stand out. They contrast well. So Michael Craig Martin then, artist profile. So he went to Goldsmiths Art College in London, very famous art college, and lots of his work has been across galleries all over the UK and all over the world. So this is from the Royal Academy Summer Show. He tends to have work in there every year, and his work fits in this exhibition very well because it has lots of bright colours and is designed to kind of capture the eye of the public as modern art in the Tate Modern. This is another one, fits well into a white gallery space. Again, his work is meant to be aesthetically pleasing. It's meant to provide enjoyment for his audience. So a really, really nice modern artist. Again, some more images here. He just takes general, normal household objects to create his drawings that are quite simple. This is the kind of thing that we're going to have a go at today, taken on his inspiration. So he does a lot of line drawings, but he overlayers and overlaps items. This is a bit of a test of your learning so far, because you've looked at composition, you've looked at displaying things in a certain way, and you've looked at drawing still life. So hopefully you can bring these ideas into your composition drawing of some merchandise today. But you can go back over this PowerPoint at any time and have a look for yourself. So step 1 is you're going to add your title and date. Then you're going to draw a box with your logos in. It could be 1 or 2 boxes. You don't have to colour it in. You can if you want to. And then you're going to have a go at designing your merchandise, finally, of what went well and even better if. So going back to our page here, you've designed these 2 logos, or 1. It depends how you feel this task is going for you. And then at the bottom, as you can see, I've added some different merchandise. I've added, using my guidelines that I showed you, I've taken some of these drawings and drawn them here. And I've displayed them in a careful way. So I've got the t-shirt, a bag, hat, a bag there, and a drinks cup. So I've just put line drawing inspired by Michael Craig Martin under it. You can colour this. I would quite like you to colour this. I've just done a quick mock it up. But when you do colour it, you need to colour it inspired by Michael Craig Martin. Like this. Oops. Like this. So this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. I don't want you to copy mine. I want it to be completely unique, and I want it to be coloured in. It shouldn't have too much detail, but it should have the logo that you chose to do on there. As you can see, I picked the simple ones and I've done variations on it. So this is you showing me that you've can't speak. This is you showing me all of the skills that you've put into practice so far, and showing it in this final drawing. If you don't get this finished today, because it is quite a task to do well, send me a progress photo and then you can finish it off over half term and send me again after. But I do need you to send me the drawing today. So hopefully that is clear. Your page should look something like this at the end. So connect with the date and title, a couple of logo drawings that you've designed based on sweets or chocolate brand that you've invented. It could be a product, and then you've done a merchandise image and a what went well, and even better if. Final thing, I just wanted to tell you, can you please check your submissions via Show My Homework? A lot of people are uploading work and I'm not receiving it. If you go back and it's not there and it's just not uploaded, please send me an email with that on, because I'm concerned at the moment that I am not getting a lot of people's work and they're thinking it is being uploaded. Go back onto the submission, see if you can re-download it after it's saved. Then you'll know it's actually saved or not. Please check that it's not just a blank file, a blank white document. I do check them and I do give you feedback. So make sure that this is something that you're checking. Otherwise, I will fill in my tracker and I'll say, nope, they've done no work for the last several weeks, and you will get a serious concern, cause for concern labelled across you. And I don't want that. So yeah, have a great week. I hope you all enjoy half term as well. Take care, and I will catch up with you after half term. Any problems, as always, just send me a message. Thanks guys, bye.